Okay, once again, start just writing out the left side and the right side of the equation we're trying to prove. So 1 plus sine theta times secant theta minus tan theta, and on the right is 1 over secant theta. I'm just going to change the secant theta to 1 over cos and the tan theta to sine over cos. What I notice inside that second set of brackets is that there's a common denominator, so we can actually bring that together. So the first set stays the same, but the second one is really just 1 minus sine theta all over cos theta because there's a common denominator. When you multiply, 1 plus sine theta is over 1. So that 1 plus sine theta is just times the numerator. So it's 1 plus sine theta times 1 minus sine theta all over cos theta. So this whole step in yellow I don't usually show. I would usually probably just expand that. But it's just remember that when you multiply, it's like an integer times a fraction. You just multiply it by the numerator. Now the 1 plus sine theta and the 1 minus sine theta are conjugates. What happens is whenever you multiply two conjugates, a really nice thing happens in that instead of foiling this out, which you can foil it out, you just have to FOIL it out. So instead of FOIL, it's just the F and the L. You just got to multiply the first together and the last together. Because when you multiply the outside and the inside, 1 times negative sine theta is negative sine theta. Sine theta times 1 is positive sine theta. So when I multiply those, I get negative sine theta plus sine theta. They just always cancel. So anytime you get two binomials, one's positive, one's negative, it always has this pattern. So they're called conjugates, and then you can just multiply first times first and last times last to expand it. So we get 1 minus sine squared over cos, because 1 times 1 is 1. Sine theta times negative sine theta is the negative sine squared. 1 minus sine squared is a Pythagorean identity, so it's just cos squared over cos theta. The cos theta cancels with the squared, and we're left with cos on the left. Now we should work on the right, so I'm just going to change that secant to 1 over cos. Then it's 1 divided by 1 over cos. When you divide by a fraction, invert the fraction and multiply. So this is 1 times cos over 1, which is just cos. Left side equals right side, and we're done.